Welcome everyone to the third podcast. This is Solo, and talking with me in this podcast is gonna be Swaz, Payne, and Xander. And then we have the recording by Kushi.
Hello.
All right, so we're gonna start off with the current giveaway, the PS3 bundle, and Xander's gonna reiterate the details we have on the website on that.
Yo, guys, this is Xander. I want to start off with thanking you guys for allowing me to join the podcast. Basically, our plans is for one day, we're going to flood Square Enix's North American office with letters, phone call, and email. And basically, just send us your emails to Cupo at projectcrystallis.org. And don't forget to mention us in your letter. The cutoff point is going to be May 29th. So get those emails up.
So, hello, this is Swaz speaking. I just want to clarify some few points that some people seem to be confused about. First of all, this isn't going to be a major spam attack like many people think it's going to be. It's a one-time thing. It's simply to raise awareness regarding Final Fantasy Type 0 because we've realized that Square Enix don't really realize how much of a following this game has. So this is simply to raise awareness. And some people are saying that this is similar to another group's tactics. However, we're only doing this once as opposed to a several times a week kind of thing. And yeah, so this is no problem. Don't worry about it. Just send us the emails. We'll send them for you, and one lucky winner will win a PS3 bundle. So, Xander, I think you said that there's going to be another giveaway?
Yes, there's going to be several giveaways actually. I can't say what the giveaway is right now, but it's going to be really good.
And I believe that giveaway is gonna be the next one at least is gonna be given on May 29th, which is the cutoff date of the current giveaway. Um, and then we have more details regarding the letters and the phone calls and their significance later in the podcast. But for now, if some of you have noticed that at the very beginning when we announced the PS3 giveaway, both Rachel and Georgia, the voice actresses, promoted it. So major thanks to Rachel and Georgia, and also thanks to Kushi because she's the one who keeps in contact with them and she kind of kept them up to date on the giveaway, and she's also the one that arranged the interview that we had on Thursday, May 16th. And so next up, we're gonna have Payne talk a little bit about the webcomic. He's the one who leads it all. So go ahead, Payne.
Hey Solo, thank you Solo. Hey guys, I want to talk about the webcomic super quick. First I'm going to address the development. The development hasn't stopped. It hasn't slowed down. I'm still working on it at a steady pace. Sometimes it's a slow pace, but it's still a steady pace. I get to work on it whenever I get free time. So whenever I'm not working full-time at my day job, whenever I'm not researching and trying to get my own business off the ground, whenever I'm not doing anything else PC related, and whenever I'm not hanging out with friends and family and whatnot. So whenever I get me time, I apply that me time to webcomic and RPG. With that being said, we do have some chapters that are out, but for reasons I'm going to get into in a couple minutes from now, we can't release them just yet. So with that being said, I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty and touch on the three major delays. One is the story of the comic, another is different factors of the RPG. Those two can be discussed at once if I go back and forth, and it'll explain the RPG a little bit better. So I'm going to do that in a little bit. But now I'm going to discuss the main delay, the ongoing delay. Not even a minute ago, I said that I work on the webcomic whenever I have time. And I threw a little thing in there when I said whenever I'm not researching and trying to get my own business off the ground. Now, we've decided to protect the webcomic using the business that I'm currently in the process of making. Now the reason for that is I'm going to step back a couple steps and I'm going to address what the webcomic is first. So yes, we are a group dedicated to two Final Fantasy games. We're dedicated to Versus 13, getting information Versus 13 because it's been so long since it was announced and no news yet. Like 7 years now? Over? At this point, May, yeah, almost 7 years, almost over 7 years. So, we're trying to get information for Versus. We're trying to get Type 0 localized because they said they were working on it. Square Enix said they were going to do it almost 2 years ago now at this point. And nothing. So we're fighting for localization for Type 0. That doesn't mean we're making a Final Fantasy RPG. We're not making a Final Fantasy webcomic. That stuff legally belongs to Square Enix. We're not going to touch their original creations with a 10-foot pole. But we don't want people to touch our creations with a 10-foot pole, which is why we've decided to protect the webcomic using the business that I'm in the process of getting off the ground. Now, the key word there is in the process of. Again, this part here, I'm not going to touch on that much because it's not necessarily PC related, but I feel I should a little bit, just to give you guys a peace of mind. The reason why this is taking so long is because it's a long delay. It's a long process, I mean. For me, it's involving a lot of mailing documents back and forth between me and my lawyer, because I work full-time, and where I work, they don't let me just take a day off. And my lawyer, whenever I get off work, he's already at home having supper with his family. So there's not much time for us to exchange things. So we're doing things over the phone whenever I'm on breaks and whatnot. And he's mailing things for me to sign, mail back to him to sign, to mail off, to get registered and licensed and whatnot. That whole mailing process is the delay right there, because it takes a couple of weeks for things to get from him to me to him to wherever it's supposed to go, and whatnot. So that's the main delay. So the main delay is on my end. So I'm really sorry for that. When my business is off the ground, you guys will know. You guys will get your chapters. Not all at once, on a regular timed basis. That's the equivalent of how long it takes a webcomic to be completed. Just so that there's not this huge influx at first, and then you guys have a drought for a bit. So we're going to do things at a steady pace, so that once it's out, it can progress. It can get released on a steady base. So that's the main ongoing delay. Now the two other delays, like I said, is the RPG and the story for the comic. Now the comic itself, the story for that is, it's a fictitious retelling of real-life events that occur around PC. So it's a retelling of things that happen in our Facebook, on our Twitch. It's even a retelling of things that happen in our Skype. Nothing is safe from being thrown into the story, pretty much. If it happens around PC, and it's PC related, it's going to get mentioned in some way, shape, or form. The good and the bad. That being said, things sometimes happen in real life that require going back and tweaking the story. Sometimes things happen that require going back and rewriting the story. Such a case happened that we had to actually rewrite the entire story so that it made sense whenever people read the comic and got to know us more. So that was one delay. The other delay now is more about the RPG. So I want to go back and forth now, so I hope I don't get confusing, because I am still trying to rush this. The RPG, sheesh, there's so much shit I can say about this stuff right now, I don't even know where to frickin' start. The RPG is going to have pre-rendered backgrounds, so the environments will be rendered from 3D models that we're making ourselves, rendered into 2D format, and then put in a sheet, or a PNG sheet, or spreadsheet that fits our RPG engine. So it's going to be an image. We're going to render a 3D image into a 2D image. Now we're also doing that for the environments in the webcomic. So far, it looks pretty sweet. So that's something that I think we're going to keep doing. Ooh, excuse me. So that's one minor delay, is the development of the stuff in 3D. Now, the story for the RPG and the webcomic are different. At first, the RPG was supposed to be about the webcomic, so it was supposed to be everything that happens in the webcomic. But we've changed that, because if that were the case, we'd have to have a shitload, a crap load, a buttload of chapters already out so that the game doesn't spoil the comic. So to avoid that, we've decided to keep the core story the same, but just split the perspectives. So like I said before, the webcomic is a fictitious retelling of things that happen around PC. Therefore, the webcomic is about PC's point of view of the events that go on. The RPG is a supporter point of view, so it's you guys. So whenever you play, hopefully you follow us on Facebook, you follow us on Twitch, you follow us, and you pay attention to all the feedback we're getting. Because the feedback we're getting is what's going to be in the game, mostly. We're going to retell that in a way that fits the core story. Now, the core story is about a prince who has these special powers. He's the only one that has these powers, and he was kidnapped. Now, fast forward 7 years from now, we still don't know what's going on. We haven't found him. We get little tidbits here and there. Oh, the prince was sighted here. The prince was sighted there. Something regarding the prince's powers was found here, found there. So there's a state of disarray. We don't know what's going on. So this group of people with the same idea, the same goals in mind, they find each other and they go on this journey. That's the webcomic. Now the RPG takes place from a supporter point of view, where it's someone with the same ideas, the same goals. They go on their own path. Now, they both intertwine with each other throughout the story for both. I'll touch on that later. But that overall is the three main delays. Is we're trying to do the story so that it fits both. The story needs to be rewritten and the whole business copyright spiel. So hopefully that explains a lot. I've already spoken longer than I really feel I should have. I really want to do this in like 5 minutes, but I guess I have verbal diarrhea. I talk a lot. Before I stop my segment, I also want to introduce, or I want to announce, that we have 2 new streamers joining our ranks. So the 2 new streamers that will be streaming with us are people that have been supporting us on Twitch for quite a while now. They're regulars on our Twitch, so those of you who are on our Twitch often enough probably know who these 2 people are. They've supported us on Facebook, and sometimes they've even been moral support for us on Skype. Without further ado, we're pleased to announce that Orbo100 and Dangojins have agreed to stream with us. They both have an astronomically huge game collection, so we hope you guys take advantage of that. They're going to have polls, just like the rest of us, that you can vote on at your content for what games that you want them to play. They're going to be streaming on our PCO channel for now, our PC Online channel for now, and in the coming months they're going to be migrating over to our main channel, and the reason for that is actually coming up next, and that is actually not my part at all to talk about that. So I am going to let Xander explain what's going on with our PC Online channel in the future. So I'm just going to say goodbye here, and I'm going to switch it over to Xander. So take the floor, Xander.
I would like to apologize for being absent from PC Online. For some time, I've been busy with the Realm Reborn alpha and beta phases. Unfortunately, I can't talk about that because it's under an NDA, but the NDA will be lifted during Phase 3, which will be coming up in June. So as early as June 7th, be looking forward to a Final Fantasy XIV, a Realm Reborn stream 7 days a week. I'm looking forward to that. There'll be separate giveaways on the PC Online channel, and I'll be there to help new players help understand the game, help them with the game, of course. You can be featured on the stream as well. So you'll be looking forward to that. I'm happy to announce that to you guys.
All right,
How hard is Final Fantasy XIV while we're on the subject? Like, what's the learning curve?
It's not too hard. The version 2.0, which is A Realm Reborn, is focused on jumping in and playing. There's a lot of quests in the game to actually, a solo player could actually jump in the game, play several quests and get up to level 20, level 30 just doing quests. So it's not hard to get to your max level on your job that you desire to play. So it's really fun. There's a lot of Final Fantasy lore. There's some locations from other Final Fantasy titles being put into the game, such as the Gold Saucer. I'm looking forward to that one. It's more like a Final Fantasy game. It's good. It's gonna be excellent feedback.
It ain't like Final Fantasy. It's more like World of Warcraft.
No, the story in Final Fantasy 14,
Yes.
Realm Reborn.
It's the story. Everything else is more simplified as a normal. Well, I thought it was edited out. Cushy.
Apparently so, Kushi.
Candy, let me talk, man.
I told you we're gonna fight about this.
All right. Well,
Okay, the reason why they went the World of Warcraft route is because
Yeah.
Yoshi is a fan of that game. He plays that game. He loves that game. So, of course, he's going to make it similar because it's easier for gamers to understand because, you know, gamers have been playing these MMOs for a long time and they like the way those games go. Like, for example, The Old Republic is modeled after World of Warcraft, and it was a good game for a while. But Final Fantasy 14 will have an excellent story. They want us to consider it as the next true numbered title in the series.
Shit.
So be looking forward to that.
okay. So,
We have a big announcement for you guys.
all right. Yeah. Do anyone
Project
want to?
Crystallis is going to E3.
Yeah.
So
So,
it turns out that our website traffic is enough to go to E3, and our representative will be none other than Solo. You want to talk about it for a bit?
well, actually, I think Payne wanted to mention a little bit more about it. I don't know if he did or not.
About our website traffic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, you guys have been awesome. We've been getting so many unique videos, so many unique visitors and hits and all kinds of stuff, man. You guys are really awesome.
Yeah, I believe that Payne mentioned that from between the month of February and March, they made a significant jump of unique viewers.
Yeah, between February and March, our traffic almost doubled. And between March and April, our traffic got about 60% higher than that. And then between April and May, our traffic got even higher. And so far in May is looking pretty solid too. So thank you guys very much for that.
Regarding that, I mentioned earlier that I was going to touch again on the letters and what they had to do or the significance. And the reason for that is it's because that we're going to E3 or that I'm going to E3 as a representative for Project Crystallis. And it sort of falls in together because everything from the cutoff date is related to E3. For example, we set the cutoff date for May 29th, which is pretty much exactly 1 month after it started. And it's gonna end on Thursday. I will send out my letters on Wednesday, and they should all get there by Friday. And we're gonna set up the phone calls also on Friday. And mainly we want them to get there on a weekday, because Friday will be the day where everyone's gonna be off of their normal career jobs and school and whatnot, and Saturday is a weekend, so we're not too sure about what the corporate office. And then we don't want it to be on Monday because that's the day before E3, and we kind of want to them to know, fresh in their memory, Project Crystallis. So that's pretty much part of the plan, is for all that to hit, and then I'll be going there as the representative for Project Crystallis, and it'll be fresh in their minds. And, E3 starts on a Tuesday, so yep. Let's see. As for personally, what I'm expecting from E3 is same thing that I mentioned after the Sony press conference. You know, Versus might or might not be rebranded as Final Fantasy 15. That part really doesn't matter. But the fact that the branding manager showed up at the Sony press conference probably says something. Plus, they said that E3 will have more information on Versus. I also personally think that because they've been promoting the Vita a lot along with the PS4, that they're probably also going to do, this is just my own personal theory, that they're probably going to do an international release of Type 0 on the Vita, and it'll be pretty much international in both release and additional content, and it'll probably be the only international release that the US has ever gotten. I don't know if anybody else thinks anything regarding E3.
I hope they give more information on Type 0. I hope that, like, I pretty much almost agree with everything you just said. More Versus info, more Type 0 info. We need more info.
Okay. Cool. So let's see. Was there anything else you wanted to add regarding your expectations for E3, Xander?
Not much. Just that I'm looking forward to Square's announcement.
Okay, cool. So I think pretty much with that, we're done. Well, I guess one final thing is I want to thank everybody, all of our supporters, for the card. Thank you very much for that. Xander, you're familiar with the card, right?
The card?
Yeah.
No, actually not. What is it?
You know what? I'll send it to you on Skype. Give me one moment here.
Got 1 minute.
12 seconds here.
Welcome, Xander, as part of officially as a member of Project Crystallis, if he is okay with that.
Oh yeah, dude. I love you guys, man.
Thanks a lot for your support and financial backing.
And there will be more to come.
All right, yeah, awesome, cool. So pretty much, I guess with that, we're done. Thanks, everybody. Over and out. Till next time.
Till next time, we're gonna have other podcasts.
Bye, everyone. See you till the next podcast.
Till next
See you
podcast.
guys. Thanks for the card.
Bye.